Opened back in 2003, have a look at the Lincoln Financial Field, where 70,000 are rocking and ready to go in Philadelphia. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. They start the drive with Cook to the 22-yard line. Our game here, the Vikings and Eagles, the second of 2 on this Monday night. The Titans and Bills kicked off a little over an hour ago up in Buffalo. And this, our only Monday night doubleheader of the season, but rumor is might have a few more for 2023. Now a second down and 6. Here's Cousins. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. From the gun, here's Cousins. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Showing them returning it for a pick 6. That was about the worst start you could ask for in this one, because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next series.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. Tackle there by Lewis Seen.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Sanders. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Play action. Here's Hurts. And Goddard's got it. Touchdown Eagles. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Eagles use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Nwagu now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive. Something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan. And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Cousins throw complete to his receiver, Thielen. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Cousins to throw it. He'll fire it deep for Rager. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
The second down play call is not to pick up the first down. Just to accomplish what they did to get into a manageable 3rd down because they had the incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Cousins now. That's complete to Joe. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Eagles. And they put it on the ground here in the second drive. And of course, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it is the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
So that'll be no better than an incompletion, and that will bring up 2nd down. This defense for the Vikings, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Hurts sets up to throw it. And this one complete to Smith. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync.
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Zadarius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's Aaron Siposs out now to punt on 4th down. Taking it about the 16. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A great return there of 22 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
The mistake there by the offense, Charles, they tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick-6.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tagged as one of the best in the league the prior season.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now this throw caught left side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick-6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will. From the red zone now, Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Hauled in over the middle by Rager. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Now it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 3rd down, Cousins toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
First thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
The kick by Joseph is good, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So not exactly the response they were hoping for, but they'll take the 3 to at least get them on the score sheet.
Yeah, now is not the time to panic. All is well, somewhat calm, only down 14-0. So continue to play your game, take the points when they're there, and put the emphasis on your defense to go out and get you the football back.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Okay, break.
Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sanders. And he's going to have an Eagles first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. He's got Smith here. And some room to work. Touchdown, Eagles. Devontae Smith, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. After the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. This one into the hands of Thielen. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain there of 30 big ones.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
1st down. Here's Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins. And it's caught. And he's brought down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
He kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up second down and a bit farther.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal. To throw, Cousins. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Final play of the half, Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Joseph connects on the extra point, and it makes the score 21-10. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. And he whips that one incomplete there.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Working with a 2nd and 4. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. But it's caught on the right side, it's Smith. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the gun, it's Hurts. Goes right back to Smith again. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Hurts throws complete to Goddard. They'll get it inside the 20.
And finally down it goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a gain of 35. He had one touchdown earlier, nearly a second one there.
Yeah, it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep him out of the end zone after a big play. Perhaps you go right back to him. Don't need the distance, but maybe he can pay things off after a big effort.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
On any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Now back to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same, because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
From the gun, it's again to Cook.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 54 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. And the Eagles are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Another run with Sanders.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he'll be brought down at about the 42.
Ross Blacklock on the tackle.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Open man is Goddard, the tight end.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game. So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55. But you'll see it just conk off that upright. And they're denied a chance at 3 points.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. From the 44, Cousins. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
3rd and short yardage, Cousins. And complete, right side to Cook. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Running for it, here's Cook. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed he did not. They stop him. Dalvin Cook turned away on 4th down. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. A give running left. It's Sanders. Room here to run. Past the 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the first down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They run the counter with Cook. Gets by him at the 25. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 70 yards rushing now for Cook, and this is a first down. Defensively, you've got the nice lead here in the 4th quarter. You're saying, if they want to get a run of a little over 10 yards, that's okay.
I hear what you're doing there, and I think you're onto something. They've loosened up on defense, so don't get fooled by the nice runs you're getting now. You've got to get bigger plays, possibly think about throwing the football a bit more here.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They run it again with Cook. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain that time, but it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 38-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Finally, for the first time this game, multiple defenders in there to drop him.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
That's a good bounce play right there. After taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
On 3rd and 1, here's Cousins. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. To throw is Cousins. That'll be caught. It's Rager. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. An excellent pickup of 20 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Throwing, Cook. And it'll be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Eagles are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, CD, this is the ideal situation, the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, this offense, all game long, they've been powerful, they've been dangerous. You're exactly right. They can end this one on their own terms.
So, fly, Eagles fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Philadelphia, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit